Hi guys. Yeah, I want to give you a review of our concert, or I went to this concert yesterday. That was Helloween. That was the headline, and uh, and the other band was Hammerfall from Sweden. And this was a postponed gig that was supposed to take place in I think 2020 or 29, no 2020, yeah. And it finally took place now, and I was kind of looking forward to it because Helloween is one of those bands that I kind of I grew to like. I was working in a farm and there was a guy that brought a cassette with Helloween, and we had limited amount of cassettes, so I played it a lot, and I kind of I kind of didn't really like it in the beginning, but I listened to it so much that I kind of started liking them. And it was interesting because a lot of people that I spoke to and I told them I was going to see this concert, they didn't really know what Halloween is, and for me that was weird. But I guess not everyone is into this type of music, obviously, but also within kind of that heavy metal segment, a lot of people don't know this band, partially maybe because they're German. Um, so they played here in Prague in the O2 Arena, which is one of the biggest arenas in Europe, I've heard, and and they had Hammerfall as a support. When I came, the Hammerfall started like at 7:30 or something. I came just over 7. It was packed, and I was like, okay, this is something. And um, it was obvious that a lot of people were there because they wanted to see Hammerfall, and I didn't realize until they started playing how big they are here. Everybody sang along, people knew the lyrics. And for those of you who don't know Hammerfall, then it's kind of like, I could hear immediately that they're Scandinavian, and I don't know. For me, they are like somewhere in between Amon Amarth and Eurovision, in a sense that they get super melodic, like a Eurovision song. If you don't know the Eurovision Song Contest, then don't check it out. It's the most horrible song contest ever held, or yeah. But but they're not super heavy either. So they're somehow in between. But I had listened to like their set list actually before the gig, and it was interesting. I was running. I didn't change songs, and that's usually a good sign. If I'm listening to something new and it doesn't, bother me, uh, it's not my cup of tea necessarily, but I have to say that they were good. The band obviously is excellent. They have one guitar player. I don't remember his name. It's one of the original members. He's amazing. The singer did a great job, and I mean it's a band founded in '93, I think, and they were really really good. They played some 13 songs. They got great atmosphere, and yeah, like. It was a very positive surprise for me, even though it's not necessarily my cup of tea, that music. I have to say that I was impressed, and obviously the people who were there, the audience was impressed as well. Maybe a little thing about the merchandising just before, because I always check that out when I come into a concert. There wasn't really anything special from neither band. I mean, there were 3-4 t-shirts from Hammerfall, and there was a few t-shirts, you can see it up here somewhere, from Helloween. And I don't know, I wanted from Helloween. I came there with that retro feeling, me on the tractor, and all the stuff that they were selling was new. So that wasn't really, up to my expectations, let's say. Then there was a half an hour break between bands. Yeah, the Hammerfall did 13 songs, and there you can find, I think, 1 or 2 songs on our channel from Hammerfall, and then Helloween started, and Helloween has changed, or like, well, so the guys that founded Helloween, they kind of got it back together. So Kai Hansen and this what's his name, Mikael Weikat, they founded Helloween, and then Kai Hansen left. He was the one that sang the first time. Then they got this guy Mikael Kiski into the band while Kai Hansen was still there. And then both Kai Hansen and Mikael Kiski eventually left, and they got all the people on board. But so now they brought kind of the old gang back together, but they kept also the guys that joined while Kai and Mikael Kiski were away. And so it's 3 guitars, a bass, drums, and 2 singers. And and that, of course, I mean, when you have that, like everybody has to get some space, you know, like you bring back those guys, you gotta kind of show them off, you know, and Kai Hansen as a guitar player and a singer is a name for himself, so he's not he's not the guy that you just put on the stage and place him somewhere in the corner. You kind of have to push him in the front. And he sang some songs where, like the old songs from the first album, which he sang. So they did like I don't know what they call, like a medley, or, you know, like where they mixed 3-4 songs together and stuff like that. And I was super excited about this gig. I because, you know, like, yeah, this is one of my kind of childhood teenage bands, and and I and I was a little bit surprised somehow, because their set list was some 18 songs, and they played 4 songs from an album that came out last year. And now I do understand that, you know, that bands want to promote their new material and stuff like that, but it didn't really go well with the crowd, I felt, and it definitely didn't go well with me, for sure. I mean, I haven't listened to that album, maybe that's my fault, but on the other hand, um, when you see a band that were big in 85, 86, 90, etc., you kind of, that's kind of what you want to see. And I mean, they did 7 songs from Keep It Off the 7 Keys, part 1 and 2, then 4 from the new album, and the rest was kind of a mix. And I somehow, I expected it somehow differently. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was me going in with the wrong ideas about this whole thing, but it felt long, you know, like, and for me, it's not a good sense when a concert feels long. My friend who was with me, he actually left when there was like 35 minutes left of the show or something like that. And he is a hardcore metal fan, and we're the same age, so, you know, he knows the band like me, and he kind of gave up. Another thing which I wasn't very happy with was the sound. The sound quality on Hammerfall was good. They had a problem with the first song, but then they kind of got it. What happened is that they cranked up the volume on Helloween, which I guess is quite normal, but with this building, the O2 Arena in Prague, it often is a hit or miss. And I've seen bands like, for example, Slipknot play there where the sound is awful. There's a lot of echoing, and it wasn't great. And yeah, I and the fans, we were sitting there, and they were just non-stop going for beers, going for the toilet, going for beers, going for the toilet, going for beers. It's a vicious circle. I almost would say they should ban beer on concerts, because 1 beer means 2 peas, and it was really tiring. You were trying to watch the stage, you were watching the band, trying to get a photo or something, and there was just a non-stop flow of people up and down the stairs. And of course, maybe because people had come there already early to see Hammerfall, you know, I do understand that people need a break, but it was disturbing, the experience, to be very honest. And so the stage, Hammerfall had like their theme. Halloween had obviously the pumpkin and 2 big screens, and it was kind of cool. I have to say that the drummer in Halloween, what's his name, Daniel Löble, he is amazing. He really surprised me. He's only been in the band since 2006 or something like that, but he was really, really good, and the drum sound was good. But sometimes when they were singing in the high pitch, you know, Mikael Kiske and the other guy, what's his name, Antti Deris, yes, I don't know, it turned into some sort of a echoing merge of echoing sound. But they can sing. I mean, they're good singers, and Mikael Kiske is 54 years old, and he still sings the same way as he did in, you know, 88 or whatever. You know, you don't notice a difference there, which is quite an achievement, I would say, considering how high the pitch is that he sings at. So I would say, yeah, overall the band was good, you know, but the sound quality was poor. The fans were running around up and down the fucking stairs, and the set list was too long and too many new songs. So I don't know. I think, yeah, I don't feel that there was something missing. There's one song with Helloween called "I'm Alive" that I kind of felt they could have done at the expense of maybe some of the newer stuff. And there's a song from the first album called Starlight, which I really, really like. But that's just a personal thing, you know, like... but I felt like, yeah, a set list of 18 songs was too long for this, especially after 13 songs from Hammerfall. And so I would say the pros of this was that, you know, these are good musicians, they play really well, and the singing was great and the drumming was great. I mean, I'm not saying that the guitar and bass was bad, but this is kind of what stood out. The negatives, it was too long, the sound was really bad, and yeah, the catalog is not this good. I looked at it after I went home and I looked at, okay, so what is there that it was missing? And I couldn't really point out, you know, sometimes you go to a gig and you see 3, 4, 5 songs that were missing, but I couldn't do that in this case. So I just think it was too long, and then yeah, the fans were bothering me. They were just moving around the whole fucking time. They should have a diaper or something, and you should sell them 6 beers at a time so they can just be in that fucking seat with the diaper. Okay, so the rating, I would give actually Hammerfall 7. If I love that band, if I like their music very much, I'll probably give them 8.5 or 9 or something, but it's just not my type of music or songs, but they did a great job. Helloween gets 5. This was a very disappointing experience for me. I had high expectations, as I said, based on my history with the band, and I was very excited about this when I bought the tickets the first time, and then when it was rescheduled, I was always like looking forward to this gig. But I can't give them more. I mean, the sound quality was bad, and bringing all these people, all this band, the big band together, you need to give everyone a space to show off. So there's a lot of ego stroking, and it just got too long. I left before the last song, which was a song that I really wanted to see. I Want Out, but they played Keeper of the Seven Keys before, and it was just so long and so much showing off that it went overboard, you know. Like I've seen, you know, I've seen those gigs where, you know, there's a guitar solo. I saw Whitesnake. They did a guitar solo, drum solo, keyboard solo, but it was fine because it was on a program of 13 songs or 15 songs or something. But you know, like Helloween started with like an 8-minute song, and then Keeper of the Seven Keys is a long song, and like it's really, really dragged out. So 5. Should you go and see them? I'm not sure. I don't think I will go and see them again unless they're part of a festival or something that I'm at. I will listen to the music. I'm not gonna, you know, burn the album or something. It's the only one I have. I'm not gonna delete them from my Spotify or anything like that. But I can't recommend this. I mean, if you have better things to do with your money or another gig that you want to go to and you have to choose, then don't choose this one. It's a great band. They have good songs, but it just didn't come through there. Obviously, the sound maybe played some part which would maybe be different somewhere else. But I don't know. I just maybe I grew up or something, and something that was nice when I was a kid isn't nice when I'm a grown up. I don't know. So yeah, 7 for Hammerfall. Go and check them out, guys. Use your money for Helloween to do something else. Thank you, guys. Bye.